macrophage when in tissue, monocyte when in blood. And then we have the lymphocytes. Okay, so that will be the coverage of our discussion for today, the production, okay, and the development. So as you all know, let's start with the granulopoiesis. Okay, granulopoiesis would be the production of the granulocytes. Okay, so we will be following the same concept, the stem cell theory. If you recall, there are three major parts in the stem cell theory: the development of the stem cell, the origin, which is the stem cell, which either your pluripotent, multipotent, or totipotent stem cell. From those stem cell, whether pluri, multi, or toti, it will be differentiated into two types of stem cell, the myeloid and the lymphoid. Do you recall that? In the myeloid, the development of your RBC will happen from there. Granulocytes, macrophage, as well as your platelets, right? And then sa lymphoid stem cell, on the other hand, that is where your lymphocyte will originate. So from the stem cell, these cells will develop to immature cells. So yung mga immature cells na yan are of two types. So we have the early progenitor cells. These are non-recognizable in the microscope, meaning to say when you see them under the microscope, you cannot identify them as CFU-GEMM, CFU-GM, CFU-M. They are all the same in terms of morphology or in terms of their appearance. Okay? They look the same. Etong mga early progenitor cells na to. But when they develop into recognizable stages, so particularly for the granulocyte, we have the myeloblast, promyelocyte, myelocyte, metamyelocyte. Okay, we have the mature granulocyte. So when you say recognizable, you can identify them morphologically under the microscope. Okay, so we'll follow this developmental stages. So from the stem cell to immature cells until the production of the mature cells. Okay, so let's start. I already have the notes, no, in this slide. So sundan na lang po, no? Follow na lang po. So I'll be using naman pointers. Okay? So ayan. So anyway, let's talk about first the granulocytic kinetics, or technically, generally, what is a hematopoietic kinetics? When you say kinetics, there are three, no, involved processes in there. So you have here the development. This is the production. Okay, this is similarly as the production. And then after they are produced, in the bone marrow particularly, they will be performing their function in their peripheral blood or peripheral circulation. So there is a specific lifespan for that. So bawat cell, each type of cell has a specific lifespan. So like for example, for the RBC, they took 120 days in the peripheral blood or peripheral circulation before destruction, right? So destruction happens in the spleen. Similarly with your WBC. Okay? It is happening in the spleen. And after the destruction, your brain will signal the bone marrow to produce another batch. And the cycle continues. Production, perform function, destruction. Production again, perform function, destruction. And so on and so forth. Understood? Now, another thing to be considered in the WBC is its distribution. Okay? So I know there are two locations that are involved, bone marrow and peripheral blood or peripheral circulation. But you have to remember for the WBC, the bone marrow location is further divided into two compartments. Similarly, in your peripheral blood or in your peripheral circulation, there are also two compartments. Namely, in the bone marrow, you have the mitotic pool, or also known as the proliferative compartment, and the maturation storage compartment. On the other hand, in peripheral blood, you have circulating pool and marginating pool. So let us first talk about the first compartment in the bone marrow, known as the the proliferative compartment or the mitotic pool. It's made up of 3 cells. Okay? What are those? Number 1, we have the myeloblast. The myeloblast is the first identifiable cell in the granulocyte lineage. What do you mean by that? Meaning, when you saw that under the microscope, you can already recognize that specifically as myeloblast. Okay, unlike the CFU-GEMM, the CFU-GM, when you see them under the microscope, you cannot recognize them as CFU-GEMM. You cannot recognize them as CFU-GM kasi they are identical. Yung mga progenitor cells ninyo are identical to one another. But when they become myeloblasts, you can identify them as myeloblasts. So, the total population of the myeloblast out of all the granulocyte, is 1%. Then, look at the other side of the triangle or the other side of the pyramid, you have duration. These are the maturation period. So, from the myeloblast to become promyelocyte, it needs 15 hours. Okay? Myeloblast to become promyelocyte, it needs 15 hours. So, for the promyelocyte to become myelocyte, the maturation period is 24 hours. And the myelocyte to metamyelocyte is 4.3 days. So those are the maturation period of the cells under the mitotic pool. Why do we call them mitotic pool? Okay? So why do we call this compartment as proliferative? Because these cells, myeloblast, promyelocyte, myelocyte, are capable of cell division. So they are capable of mitotic division. Understood? Okay. And then, the next stage of development would be the metamyelocyte. But metamyelocyte is already under the maturation storage compartment. Okay? Maturation storage compartment na when it already developed into metamyelocyte. Now, I would just like to point out that when it becomes metamyelocyte, meaning the proliferative phase already came to an end. Okay? The mitotic division already ended. So, each of the cells under the mitotic pool, the myeloblast, the promyelocyte, myelocyte, are capable of undergoing at least 4 to 5 divisions. Okay? 4 to 5 mitotic divisions. Are we clear? And then, I will repeat, once the cell already becomes metamyelocyte, the proliferative phase already ended. So, next, let's move on to the maturation storage compartment. So, look at the maturation storage compartment. It consists of another 3 cells. So, your metamyelocyte from the myelocyte will develop to band, and from the band, it will develop to segmented. So, take note, band and segmented are mature forms of granulocytes. Okay? Mga mature forms na po ito. Pero di ba ma'am, mature forms are commonly found in the peripheral circulation. Okay? That's the difference of granulocyte with erythrocyte. Why? Granulocyte have marrow reserve. Marrow reserve is meaning the bone marrow contains mature cells that is equivalent to at least 4 to 8 days of its supply. Okay? Ibig sabihin, when your bone marrow fails for 1 week, let's say, no, it can still survive, no? The number or the count of the WBC, specifically the granulocyte, will remain normal in the peripheral circulation even if your bone marrow do not produce for 1 week. Okay? Because it has a reserve, which is equivalent again to 4 to 8 days. Okay? Now, these mature forms, by the way, no, these are referring not only to neutrophil but also to eosinophil and basophil. The band form of neutrophil, the band form of eosinophil, the band form of basophil, segmented forms of neutro-eo-baso. Pare-parehas yan. Okay. Now, how long will they be released in the peripheral circulation? So from the bone marrow, from the storage, from the maturation storage compartment to the peripheral circulation, neutrophil will be released within 7 to 10 days. Okay? Eosinophil, on the other hand, would take 2.5 days. And basophil would take only about 12 hours before it is released in the peripheral circulation. This is already segmented, ha? Segmented neutro, segmented eo, segmented baso. So this is how long they are released to the peripheral circulation. Are we clear? Okay. Next, let's move on to the distribution in the peripheral circulation or in the peripheral blood. So there are again two, circulating, marginating. Circulating meaning in the circulation, okay? And marginating, these are the ones that are adhering to the endothelium of the blood vessel. So let's say this is the blood vessel. Okay, that's the blood vessel. So the lining of the blood vessel contains endothelium. And together with the endothelium are these granulocytes. So I'll draw it again. So if this is your blood vessel, this is the lining. Right? Lining contains endothelium. And together with the endothelium are these marginating granulocytes. Do you get it? So it is together with the endothelium lining your blood vessel. Okay? So, why is that, no? Why is that there are granulocyte in the lining of your blood vessel? Okay, in case of invading foreign bodies. Okay, halimbawa, in case of bacterial infection. So your granulocyte, specifically your neutrophil, can go fast enough to the area of invasion. So let's say there's bacteria. So it can be reached, okay, fast or rapidly by neutrophil. So by the way, the purpose of your neutrophil in the circulation or in the peripheral blood or in the peripheral circulation, they act as phagocyte. Okay? So the response is fast enough because of their location. They are strategically located so that when there is invader, they can go fast enough. They can go rapid on that site of invasion. Do you understand? Then what do you call the process from the circulation to the peripheral tissue? Let's say in case of invading foreign body, that's called diapedesis. The movement of granulocyte from the peripheral blood to the peripheral tissue is called diapedesis. Okay? So this is happening in case there is infection. Next, how long is the lifespan of these cells in the peripheral circulation or in the peripheral blood? So for the segmented neutrophil, that is 7 to 10 hours. For the eosinophil, I cannot see a particular or a specific lifespan. Ang nakalagay lang is few hours. Okay? But For basophil, it's 8.5 hours. Okay? Now, Charcot-Leyden crystal is an indication. The presence of Charcot-Leyden crystal is an indication of excessive number of eosinophil or presence of damaged or degenerated eosinophils. Okay? So, Charcot-Leyden crystal. Okay. So, napansin ko lang, for your attendance, who is your, anong tawag dito? Class representative, Mr. Aurea. Okay. Napansin ko lang, you are only 24 for today's class. Paki-inform lang, no, your classmates that attendance are checked from prelim to finals. Hindi kasi siya nagre-reflect on your bright space, but I am checking your attendance simula pa nung prelim. Okay? Now, these people who are not attending classes, okay? Paki-remind sila. Please take note that this is recorded, your attendance, as part of your assignment. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, if they are not attending classes, talking about right now are the granulocytes. Ito po, neutrophil, eosinophil, take note of the basophil. Okay? There is another mature form of basophil, but these are found in tissue. We call them as the mast cells. Okay? We call them as mast cells. Anyway, let's move on to the specific characteristics of the different developmental stages of the granulocyte. So from the myeloblasts, how do we recognize or how do we identify them as myeloblasts? What are their characteristics? So what we discussed first are their distribution, yung mga maturation period nila. Okay? Now let's move on to the specific characteristics. Let's start with the myeloblast. So for the myeloblast, this is, again, I'll repeat, the first identifiable cell, okay, under the granulocyte lineage. Okay, under the granulocyte lineage. Now, okay, so the size is 10 to 18. Let me compare this with the promyelocyte. Look at the size, it's 14 to 20. So hindi applicable the concept of the as the cell mature, the cell size decreases. Do you still recall that? As the cell matures, what happens to the cell size? Dapat yung size decreases, right? But what happened here between the promyelocyte and the myeloblast, hindi po nangyari yon. Mas lumaki pa nga. The myeloblast is smaller compared to the promyelocyte. Or the promyelocyte is larger compared to the myeloblast. Okay? Another thing. The cytoplasm of the myeloblast have inclusion body. Okay. Inclusion body, remember, is abnormal. Right? When there's an inclusion body, that's an indication of an abnormality. But in this case, for myeloblast, it's normal. The presence of the inclusion body in myeloblast, specifically the aurorods, it's normal. Understood? What is aurorod? Aurorod is aggregate of fused lysosome which appear as crystalline needle-like inclusion. So, naka-encircle yan. Ayan. So, this is a myeloblast, and in the cytoplasm, it has an inclusion which is the aurorods, which is normal, ha? Normal yan sa mga myeloblast. Okay? Another thing. Myeloblast, wala pa pong granules. Okay? There's no granulation at this stage. But when it becomes promyelocyte, there is already presence of granulation. We call it the non-specific, the azurophilic granule, or the primary granule. Understood? Primary, azurophilic, or non-specific granule. Can we already recognize the neutro, AO, baso at this point? We cannot. Okay? Pare-parehas pa kasi yung granules nila. The presence of the granules here are all the same. Neutro, AO, baso. We call it primary, azurophilic, or non-specific granule. The component of the granules, please do take note that granules have enzymes. Okay, granules have enzymes in it. So, for this particular granule, we have myeloperoxidase and chloroacetate esterase. Okay, myeloperoxidase and chloroacetate esterase. Okay, now, let's move on to the myelocyte. So, look at the size. It's similar as the myeloblast, 18 micrometer largest. Ang myeloblast kanina is 10 to 18, right? So similar as the size of the myeloblast. But what's the difference? Myeloblast doesn't have granule. Myelocyte already have specific secondary granule. Meaning to say, you can already recognize neutrophil. You can already differentiate neutrophil from AO. That specific granules. So you can already recognize what is neutrophil, which is eosinophil, and which is based. For the basophilic granule, it's dense and it's dark blue. Those are the appearance. And as I've mentioned earlier, if there is a granule, there is enzymes, right? So for the neutrophil, please check your books. I did not enumerate all the enzymes in this presentation, but when you check your book, there are a lot of enzymes that are present in each type of granule. So paki-check na lang po yung mga libro. Okay? But these are some of the components. So for the neutrophilic granule, these contains antibacterial substances such as lysosomal hydrolase, lysozyme, and myeloperoxidase. For the eosinophilic granule, similar with neutrophil, but no lysozyme. Okay? No lysozyme. For the basophilic granule, the major ones are heparin and histamine. Okay? The major components of your granule. Now, look at the eosinophil granule. There are two types. There are small ones and there are larger ones. The small ones, which in small quantities as well, contains acid phosphatase. And the larger crystalline granules, on the other hand, these are more numerous, these are elliptical in shape, and mas malalaki pa to compared to the neutrophilic granules. There are, okay, look at this one. This is the large crystalline granule, which are of two parts. May gitna at may labas. Yung labas, the outside part is the crystal part. Okay? That's the crystal part. The hard part of the large crystalline granule is the crystal part made up of peroxidase. And then the matrix, the inside part or the inner part, is made up naman of acid phosphatase. Okay? So there are two parts of the large crystalline granule, the crystal and the matrix. And magkaiba din yung component. Okay? Next, let's move on to, by the way, no, ulitin ko lang. In myelocyte, I will repeat, this is the stage in which you can already recognize neutro, AO, and basophil. Naintindihan po ba? In promyelocyte, you cannot recognize it pa. You cannot recognize it as neutro. You cannot recognize it or differentiate it to AO or to BASO. They are all the same in promyelocyte. But once it becomes myelocyte, because of the presence of the specific granulation, you can already identify and differentiate them. Okay? Next, let's move on to metamyelocyte. So what's the difference? Okay, may specific granules din to ha. Okay, the same. The specific granulation of the myelocyte will be retained in your metamyelocyte. But what's the difference of the meta with the myelocyte? The shape of the nucleus. The shape of the nucleus here is indented or kidney bean, and the color continues to be the same. Okay? So look at the nucleus. Its shape is not anymore round as the myelocyte. Diba? The myelocyte is still round. In the metamyelocyte, other than the presence of the specific granulation, it has indented or kidney bean shape. Then the cytoplasm is now becoming pinkish. Okay? And then finally, moving on to the mature granulocyte, there are two forms, the band and the segmented. Take a look at this one. Look at the shape of the nucleus. Isa lang to ha. The cell only contain one nucleus, but take a look at the shape. In the band, it's elongated. Diba kanina in the metamyelocyte, it's just indented. Now, in the band form, when it developed into a band form, it will be elongated until it became segmented, in which there's presence of lobulation or segmentation. Okay? So, parang longganisa, diba? Magkakarugtong pa rin yan, ha? They are all connected to one another. It is only one nucleus, but there is lobulation or segmentation. Parang longganisa, no? Magkakarugtong pa rin siya, pero may mga parang segmentation or lobulation. Okay? Hence, ang tawag natin sa mga granulocyte ay PMN. What's PMN? Polymorphonuclear cells. Poly because of the lobulation. Are we clear? Okay. And then, mast cell, I already mentioned that earlier. Mast cell is the tissue basophil. Okay, this is the tissue basophil. Why? Because these are found in the tissue. So from the blood basophil, in the circulation, it will migrate to the tissue. And when they do, they are called now as mast cells. Okay, kaya in terms of the population of the basophil in the peripheral circulation, it's very scanty or it's very low. No, in terms of the population of the basophil in the peripheral circulation, because majority of the basophil will migrate to tissue. Okay? Any question with the development of the granulocytes? Do you have any question with the granulocytes? Peripheral circulation, meron pa rin tayong circulating at marginating pool. Are we clear? Now, in the monocytic series or in the macrophage maturation, the monoblast and the promonocyte are the inclusions, no, in the mitotic pool. Okay? But they are morphologically identical. Anong ibig sabihin nun? We cannot distinguish them from each other. Okay? Parehas po sila. Magkamukha yan. It's very difficult to identify them individually as monoblast or promonocyte. Okay? Now, but we can identify them, no? I mean, when you see them under the microscope, you can identify them under the monocytic series. Do you get what I mean? I mean, when you see them under the microscope, you can identify them as monoblast or promonocyte. But to differentiate the monoblast and promonocyte, it's difficult. So what is the appearance of monoblast and promonocyte? Number one, they have a lacy pattern of chromatin. And number two, the nuclear shape is convoluted or twisted. Okay? Convoluted or twisted. That's the appearance. Now, the monoblast and the promonocyte, kaya po sila under ng mitotic pool because they're capable of mitotic division. If the granulocyte is capable of 4 to 5, the monoblast and the promonocyte is capable of 2 to 3 mitotic division. Okay? 2 to 3 mitotic division. So that is in the duration of 2 to 2.5 days. Okay? 2 to 2.5 days. Next, when it developed to monocyte. So again, mature na po ito ha, mature. Now, please do take note, they also have the maturation storage pool in the bone marrow. But in comparison to the granulocyte, guys, they have no large reserve. Okay? Unlike the granulocyte, which is having at least 4 to 8 day supply or 4 to 8 day na marrow reserve, hindi po ganun kalaki ang reserve ng mga monocyte. Hindi kasi naka-particular or hindi kasi naka-specify sa libro. Okay? But in terms of the size of the marrow reserve, this is lesser. Okay? Now, the circulating and the marginating pool has a ratio of 1:3.5. What does that mean? The marginating pool is larger compared to the circulating pool. Kasi majority of the monocyte will go to the tissue as the macrophage. Yun yung end location, di ba nila? So therefore, there are more going to the marginating pool, and then from the marginating pool, they go to the tissue. Understood? So, how long will they stay or how long will they function in the peripheral circulation? The lifespan is 8.5 hours only. If they chose to stay in the peripheral circulation, the lifespan for them to function there is only 8.5 hours. Please do take note that monocyte is the largest cell in the peripheral circulation, largest blood cell in the peripheral circulation. Okay? In terms of the appearance, irregular ang cytoplasmic outline with pseudopods. Meron silang mga, ano bang tawag dito? Projection. You call it the pseudopods. And normal na makakita ng vacuolation. Diba in other cell, when there is vacuolation, it's abnormal. Right? In monocyte, vacuolation is normal in the cytoplasm. And then, by the way, diba, ang monocyte and macrophage are agranulocyte. We call them agranulocyte because the granule, by the way, they have granules, ha? Okay, they have granules. But the granules are not recognizable as that of the granulocyte. That's why we call them agranulocyte. You cannot see this granulation in the microscope. Okay? It's very fine that you can recognize this as similar to the granulocyte. Yes, Yuka? Yes? May tanong?
I don't know if it's my connection again, but I cannot see your screen. Oh, never mind. Just pop back on.
I think the way the granulation is described as ground glass. Okay? Ground glass. It's very fine kasi. But again, I will repeat, they have granules, but they are called as agranulocyte for the reason that even if they have these granules, it's not as site. Okay? Next, let's move on to site. Okay. So it starts with the lymphoblast. Take a look at the sizes. The sizes are the same. So 15 to 20 for the prolymphocyte, 15 to 20 also for the lymphoblast. And not only that, another thing to remember in the lymphocyte development is it's not only in the bone marrow, but also other secondary lymphoid organs, thymus, spleen, are also contributing, no, to the production of the lymphocyte. Okay? Not only the bone marrow, but also other secondary lymphoid organ. So how do you recognize or differentiate lymphoblast from the prolymphocyte? You can look at the nucleoli. The nucleoli in the lymphoblast is 1 to 2. In the prolymphocyte, it's 0 to 1. Another thing is the presence of the granules. Okay? So again, in the lymphoblast, no granules. In the prolymphocyte, you have few. Okay? Azurophilic granule. These few azurophilic granules, again, it is non-recognizable in the microscope. Okay? You cannot recognize them in the microscope. That's why still a granulocyte ang mga lymphocytes. Okay? And then finally, we have the mature lymphocyte. By the way, there are two types of lymphocyte. We have the B and the T lymphocyte. The B lymphocyte will further develop into plasma cell. And the plasma cell is the ones that are responsible for the production of antibodies. Okay? Plasma cell. They produce antibodies. Okay, next. How do you recognize B and T? You cannot recognize them morphologically. I mean, you cannot distinguish them because they have the same appearance. The B cell and the T cell, they have the same appearance, which the nucleus, no nucleoli, round or oval ang shape. Another thing, the cytoplasm, take note, sky blue cytoplasm. Another thing, the nucleus is excentrally located. When you say excentrally located, if this is the cell, the nucleus is at the periphery. Sa side po, hindi siya sa gitna. Okay? So like this one, eccentrically located. Are we clear? And then, for the B cell, not only not only B cell, but also T cell. T cell is also eccentrically located. Okay? Another thing for the B cell, mottled blue. The cytoplasm, it's non-granular and mottled blue yung specific na color. Okay? And then finally, let's talk about the development. Anyway, let me go back to the lymphocyte. This will be further discussed to you in your immunoserology because the function of the lymphocyte is more on our immune system. Okay? So in your immunoserology, we'll talk about the different type of the T cells, the NK cell, the killer cells. So there are different types of the T lymphocytes. So there are multiple types, no, or kinds of them. So you will discuss that when you take your immunoserology. Okay. So going back to the megakaryocytic, this one naman, this will be discussed further in hematology too, because platelets are part of the homeostasis. Okay? Hematology too naman. But let's have an overview of the development. So, ang progenitor cells nito are the BFUM and the CFUM. BFU is burst forming unit. CFU is colony forming unit. Okay? So, these are influenced, the development of the platelet is influenced by the growth factor known as thrombopoietin. Similar to your RBC development, it is influenced by erythropoietin. Correct? So this one, thrombopoietin naman. And if monocyte is the largest cell in the peripheral circulation, in the bone marrow naman, the largest would be the megakaryocyte. Okay? So, ulitin ko lang ha. From BFU, it will develop to CFU. From CFUM, it will develop to megakaryoblast, or also known as MEG1. Then it will develop to promegakaryocyte, or MEG2, and further develop to megakaryocyte, which is also known as MEG3. From the megakaryocyte, which is 160 micrometer, that's why this is the largest, no? 100. Na the cytoplasm is irregular as well. And then, wala ng nucleoli ang megakaryocyte, and also multilobular. So as you can see here, there are also lobulation or segmentation present. But again, only one nucleus to ha. One nucleus still, but it's multilobulated. So from the megakaryocyte, it will now produce the platelets. So platelets. So the size is 2 to 4 micrometers. So these are the platelets, by the way. This one. So here it is illustrated with RBC. Why? Because RBC is 6 micrometer, right? Halos mas malaki lang siya ng konti compared to the platelet. Platelets are 2 to 4 micrometer. And the reason why they are also compared here is they are both anucleated. They don't have nucleus. Both of them doesn't have nucleus. Okay? So, again, these are the development of neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, monocyte, lymphocyte, and the platelets.